Whenever there is a gravitational pull, there is bound to be death. When a person becomes a poet, he becomes free from the effects of the gravitational pull. The reason is that he is no longer on this earth, but keeps wandering in an imaginary world of his own. Hence he remains filled with life. A dancer while dancing jumps into the air and seems to walk on air, freeing himself from the earth's gravitational pull. Hence he too remains lively. The moment we liberate ourselves of this gravitational force, our life shall become complete. Then why don't we do so? Why do we have to remain rooted to this earth? The reason is that we are not able to sever ourselves completely from the earth. But in Yoga Sutra, it is explained how one can leave this earth and still remain alive. And we shall be able to do so when our bodies are left with only the air, ether and the fire elements. The size of the composition of these is only as much as one's thumb. These three elements together constitute the soul. Hence one cannot enter into one's soul with the help of the earth or water elements. After death, the soul escapes, and if a body is left as it is for 8 or 10 hours, the water element too evaporates. This is why a dead body becomes so heavy just after a few hours of death, because then it contains nothing but the earth element. This means that if the earth and water elements are forsaken, the body can become light as a feather. But is there any such method through which one can get rid of the earth and the water elements? In fact, there are such practices given in the Yoga Sutra. Through them, a yogi can travel to any place in this universe without the help of a rocket or a spacecraft. Ether can go round the earth 3 times within 1,000th part of a second. Even a human can fly so fast because he too contains ether in his body, and after being liberated from the earth and water elements, only air and ether shall remain behind. Also, he shall acquire the size of a thumb, hence his body shall easily be able to travel so fast. No wonder a yogi is able to accomplish sadhana sitting in mid-air and is also able to fly in air. You may feel surprised hearing all this because you have never seen anyone doing this. But nevertheless, it is a fact and it can be verified anytime. A Siddha can sit at one place and with the help of his soul, he can travel to your house and bring back any object or can place anything in your house. This can surely be done by separating those elements from one's body which constitute the maximum weight. And this practice of liberating oneself is given in Yoga Sutra. If a body rotates 24,000 times within a second, it shall rise up in air no matter what its weight is. This is but a scientific fact, and it is said in Yoga Sutra that if such a reverberation is produced in the body, that each cell starts oscillating or vibrating 24,000 times in 1 second, then the human body shall rise up into the air. Now a question arises as to how such a reverberation can be produced. You may have read or heard about the principle on which an aeroplane flies in the sky. The propellers of the aeroplane rotate with a tremendous speed, creating a thrust which pushes it into the air. Only the blades of the propeller rotate and not the whole aeroplane. Similarly, there is a particular spot in the human body which can be rotated, and thus so much energy can be produced that the body can be made to rise into the air. This is quite a natural process. We can see the application of the principles of physics in daily life. Then can these principles be applied even to the human body? Yoga Sutra says, surely man can fly thus. The central point of the human body is the navel, which is believed to be a source of divine elixir. Through this subtle center, one can control the entire human body. Vibhishana had said to Lord Rama, you cannot kill Ravana until you dry up the source of elixir in his body, in his navel. Shoot an Agni Astra, a burning arrow, and dry up his Amrut Kund. Ravana shall die. However strong a person might be, if he is hit on his navel, he shall faint and may even die. This means that this point in the body is very sensitive, and by creating a vibration in it, by rotating it 24,000 times in a second, the body can be made to rise in air. By regular practice, you shall feel your body, your limbs getting lighter and lighter, and soon your body shall start rising up. Also, your body shall get reduced to the size of a thumb. For coming back to your original form, you shall have to slowly decrease the number of rotations, and soon you shall descend onto the earth in your original size. This is nothing but a yogic practice, and there is nothing miraculous or new about it. Any person can become accomplished in it. It is said in Yoga Vasishta that Vasishta used to perform sadhana sitting in mid-air. But how he did this is not explained in this earlier text. Later in the text Yoga Sutra, he elucidated these very practices. Whatever is written in it was first understood and tested by Vasishta himself. Only then did he write it down in the form of a text. Even great yogis like Shankaracharya, Matsyendranath and Gorakhnath proved the authenticity of these practices. Even in this modern age, there are hundreds of yogis who can fly in air. You may not have seen them, but this is a fact. An astounding fact known to very few has been given in the verse which I recited in the very beginning. That is, even a common man can become accomplished with the help of this practice. And Vasishta had said this in those times when the common man did not have this knowledge. Then only sages knew about this practice and never revealed it to anyone, whether their lives were total or not, only they knew. But one fact is sure, that it was the greatest curse of their lives that they failed to propagate this science. They should not have confined knowledge to a limited circle, but they did so, and such a rich erudition was restricted to just a few scholars. It is a result of this contemptible practice that a few selfish priests completely stagnated the society through their orthodox thinkings by keeping the common man in dark regarding the true picture of all Indian knowledges. Hence to this day we remain deprived of such a rich erudition. It is not necessary that by understanding this verse a person shall become accomplished in the practice, because this is merely the theoretical part. It is also essential to practice it regularly. One may become perfect in it in just 2 months, or may not be able to do so even in 200 years. It all depends upon how much a person is dedicated. I hope there comes an auspicious time when I could reveal the amazing result of this practice to you, when I could call an ascetic disciple and through him show you how one can travel from one place to another through air. A person can fly in the air, can reach Varanasi and bring back the shivling established there, leaving the people wondering where it disappeared. And if a human can become as small as a thumb, then even a mountain, a tree, rather anything can be reduced to this size. This all is possible through yoga. Coming together of two bodies is yoga, whether the bodies fuse into each other or separate after collision.